Okay, what is the question specifically that you need to know?
Just an overall general 30,000 foot summary of your project and use of funds. That's it.
Okay, well, I have. It depends how much funds I get. Each how much I can tell you what I need the money for. If
Well,
how much are you trying to loan me?
it can be anywhere.
50,000, 100,000. I mean,
Uh, you, we're a non-depository. Yeah, so it's up to you. And as long as it makes sense. So,
well,
we've done.
I have a contract with Mastic. Okay, I got a $3.6 million contract with Mastic that
Okay.
even George is involved in my contract.
Okay.
I'm doing this project on Wisconsin, and I've been on this project for the last 4 weeks already. I already started the project, and I
Okay.
need to keep that project going.
Yes.
So the other use of funds, I need to buy materials. I need to buy equipment. I need to buy tools to keep these jobs going. I
Yeah.
also need to increase some stuff on my property as well. My property is worth $3.2 million. I just
Okay.
done a brand new appraisal.
And where is it
Okay, my last
located? What
appraisal
city, state?
it is in Wanette, Oklahoma,
Okay. Okay.
and that's
Um.
exactly what I need the funds for. I've been receiving or I've been making about $100,000 a month, but
Okay.
every time I get the money, I go ahead and take it out as soon as I can out of the account. The reason why is
Hmm.
because I buy my materials cash. So instead of me saving money on deducting it out of my taxes, I want an instant saving, and I just go and buy my materials from private parties, like companies who sell materials. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
And then I go ahead and buy my materials, 10, 20, 30, $40,000 worth of materials to get these jobs completed as I go.
Hmm. So you're looking
So
for a
right now we're
float.
working on yes, sir. I just need a cash flow to keep me going until I get my loan going, or I get paid from the jobs that I can finish,
Okay. So what I
completely, because
recommend,
I'm net 30.
you're
Yeah.
net 30. Okay.
Yes,
What
sir.
I recommend, you can do two things. Number one, which is pretty fast and simple, is a line of credit.
Okay.
It can be 1M, 2M. It just depends on your business flow, cash flow, and it's driven based on your income or your statement. That's one thing.
Okay.
Okay. The other one would be.
In
It sounds
regards
like
to
you
that,
have.
on
Go
regards
ahead.
to that, let me tell you a little bit about it so we can cover each point as we go.
Okay.
So in regards to my cash flow, I've been making $3 million every year. Every
Hmm.
year I never miss one.
That's net
Every
or
year I
gross.
make $3 million. That's the gross.
Okay.
And then after I'm getting $3 million this year, I only have $500,000 coming in so far.
Hmm. Why
Okay,
the drop?
and then pardon me.
Why the drop from 3 to 1?
Because I could only do so many jobs. Last year, I invest a lot of money on my farm. That's why I went from 2 million
I
to
see.
3 million.
I
That's
see.
why.
And let me ask this: uh, based on you scaling your business, scaling will also require capital, human capital, which are employees. Um, so I'll give this as an example. If we're able to infuse you with $3 million for your project, and you have the funds, but then you don't have human capital or employees to do the work, how will you be able to mitigate that risk? Because you can
So
have
my
all the.
goal,
Yeah.
okay. So my goal is to get $1 million. Okay, my land is worth 3.2 million. Only
Hmm.
that land. I
Hmm.
own another 6 properties that are worth altogether about $5 million.
And
Besides, I do have. I rent my land to the cannabis business,
I
so
see.
I'm renting my property for $300,000 a year. Every year I get 300,000, no matter what.
Cash flow. Hmm.
Cash flow, yes, sir. It doesn't matter if I just lay down in my bunk and go to sleep every day. I still get $300,000 a year. That's
Okay.
just for my land and for my other assets that I have.
I see.
You know,
And
but
where are those other
but the thing,
6 properties located? What city, state?
they right there in Wanette, Oklahoma. I own
Oh,
different
as well.
properties.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah. I own about 60 acres altogether right there in Oklahoma,
Hmm. Let me
and
ask
then I
this
also got
question.
Yes, sir.
And this might be an oddball question, but I have a reason. Do you keep
It's
any
okay.
animals on that property, such as farm animals or anything like that? And the reason why I asked that,
So, yeah,
huh?
and let me answer you. I did
Okay.
buy some animals,
Mhm.
but I haven't picked them up. The reason why, because I don't have. I mean, I am tax exempt, but
Okay,
I
you
don't
know where
have
I'm
the
going with that,
fences.
right? Okay.
Yes, sir. I don't have
Okay.
the fences yet. But once
Okay.
I get my fences, but the fences is 60,000. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know. I think in Oklahoma, you may just need to keep 6 on your property, and then you will qualify for that tax exemption and credit and things of that nature. But
Yeah. I
I'm
do
not a
got some
tax.
animals out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have some sheeps. Okay, but the reason with my sheeps, I mean, first of all, I put about 9 of them out there, and then all of a sudden, 3 or 4 become missing, and I only find the skin. The reason why is because the coyotes.
Oh,
So
coyotes.
I
Okay.
needed okay, the property that we're talking about is 100% fence. It has fence, it has razor wire, it has high voltage because it's a narcotic facility.
Mm-hmm.
So it is required by the DA for me to have these time security fences on it.
Right.
So
Right.
all the facility, it has almost a 90,000, a hundred and some $1,000 fences on it
Mm-hmm.
with a gate, you know what I mean, automatic gate and all that good stuff. So the
Mm-hmm.
rest of my property, I haven't put the fences on it, even though I start building on those properties as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have not put fences on that property. Yes, yeah, but I do have some animals that I bought. About 26 cows,
Mm-hmm.
about 24 cows and 2 bulls, but
Mm-hmm.
I haven't picked them up because I don't have nowhere to put them.
Yeah.
And then I am tax exempt because I do have a lake on my property.
Mm.
Okay, and on that lake in one of my lands, which is the 3.2, I have a big lake which has running water, and I'm putting fish into that lake.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, and how soon do you need this?
Today,
Yesterday.
yesterday, yeah.
Mañana. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Um, do you have your executive summary and your basic documentation that you can provide?
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
George, and
hmm
George, you have that, correct?
I'll get it. If I don't have it, I'll make sure I got it and get it over to you.
He has my tax returns. He has my month-to-date statements. He has my profit and loss statements. He has my
Oh, you're
everything. So
pretty
yes, he
okay.
does have it all.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I got all that. I don't, I
Okay.
don't,
Hi,
I
George,
don't
come
think
on.
we got a
Don't let me teach the
executive.
preacher.
Yeah, I don't think we got an executive summary on.
If you
Well,
don't have it,
that's what the
it's
that's what the
not.
executive summary means.
No. Executive summary is showing what you plan to do with the money and all that stuff. But
Mhm.
Yeah, but
If you don't have it,
that
that's
one you
fine.
can just
If you don't have it, that's fine.
write it
But if you
down,
have
George.
a summary of your build out of your project, and you also, I believe, want to build or something regarding containers. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. But that's why my first question to you was, how much are we talking about? If I get 30,000, I'm gonna use those 30,000 to
No.
buy material
What I
and make
recommend.
some money. But if I get 100, if I get 2 millions, well, then I can
That's the
divide
point.
that on my different projects. Yes, sir.
So I'm asking you this very directly.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't want you to get enough for you to fail. Meaning
Yes, sir.
you get 40,000 or 50. That's not going to do your business any good. So what I'm asking you, in a perfect situation, in a perfect scenario, what do you need, or what would you
One point
like?
$1.2 million.
1.2. Okay. 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 That's. So let's do this.
so really,
George
Rich,
knows the
he's really
routine. So what I do is my email. You send the documentation. I do an intake form. It's a
Yes,
link.
sir.
It takes about 6 minutes. We did that for George before. Once we do
Okay.
that, I will set up. We will review it, and then same day we can set up a call with the owner of the
Okay.
finance company. And I'll
Okay.
be very honest. The owner and we're very transparent. Meaning, if you
Yes.
need something,
Okay.
just tell us what you need, and we'll figure it out because we're very creative.
Okay.
We're very
Um,
creative. If you have bad credit,
I'm gonna tell you exactly.
that's
I'm gonna
that's
tell you
fine.
exactly what I need, George. I need a door open. I just need one door to open, not all the way. Just let me in. I don't give a fuck if I can just put my foot in there. I
Mhm.
never borrow money before. I always make millions of dollars, but I invest all my money on the farm. The reason why is because that's no matter what, these people, these hospitals that I'm renting my land to, I'm about to increase that to $700,000 a year
Mm,
with what I'm doing. Okay, so I got more containers. I can finish the cat suckers because I need another 400,000 to finish them. But once
mhm.
I finish them, they're gonna love me because instead of they paying me 300,000 as they do right now for the last 2 years, they're gonna pay me 700,000. Then I don't
Right.
have to worry about much stuff in my life. You know what I
Well,
mean?
well, and your name is George, correct?
No,
Pardon me?
no, his name is Victor.
Victor. Who's the other gentleman on the call?
That's Mike.
Mike.
That's my
Okay.
That's my partner.
With
that's
business partner.
George partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Victor, what and I'll be transparent. What we want to do is to be your lender of choice. Meaning,
That's just looking for
meaning,
Rich.
yeah, meaning we're all minorities here.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm I'm assuming. And so
Yes, sir.
we
Yes, sir. We are.
yeah. And
Well,
so
I'm
we
Mexican, and I know George is black, and I know Mike is black, and
mhm.
one not you African American as well.
Yes,
Okay, so we all the same.
we're
Black
all
and
the
brown is
same.
the same.
And we know that
Yes,
the
sir.
cards are not stacked up in our favor, especially when it comes to
They not.
lending.
Thank you.
And we see it all the time.
All the
I'll
time.
give you an example. We have projects that will fund or certain banks where we have, so we can fund up to 500, 600,000, million, 700 million. Now, some of the larger projects we can fund, we can have
Yes,
the
sir.
same exact lending, but when they see the KYC or the driver's license on the passport or on the driver's license, same exact project, same exact experience, guess what? Sometimes they look at the driver's license for those big deals and they decide, well, we can't fund it 500. We'll do it 100 million. Same exact
Yeah.
profile, same exact experience. So I
Yes,
say
sir.
that to say
I
this.
understand.
Yeah. But we know how to maneuver,
And
and
this is the world that we live on now,
this is the
and it's
world.
not going. It's not about to change unless we stick together.
So that's what I'm saying. So we have the ability to maneuver and become very creative so that we can try
Okay,
to even up the playing field. It won't be
let's get it
100%
done.
even.
Let's get it done. I'm game for anything. I have land. I have all my properties. I have my incomes. I have my project. I work all my life. I'm a hard fucking worker.
Mhm,
Nothing has been given to me for free. I built this from the ground up, from
mhm,
the ground up, from the land being nothing but trees to a $4 million property. And I
mhm,
built it all on my own. I never took loans for my containers, for my first 20 containers. I never took loans for the houses. I never
mhm,
took loans for my fences, for my
mhm,
water system, for
mhm.
everything that is included on my property.
Now,
So I
I'm
built
going
it
to
from
give you a little
scratch.
bit. I'm going to give you a little bit other details and
Yes,
about
sir.
the owner because he doesn't toot his horn. He
Okay.
also does. Not only is he a lender, but he's
Hmm.
also a developer. And what I say that is, he's built soccer stadiums for FIFA.
Okay.
He's built internationally. He also built a soccer stadium here domestically in the United States. He's built
Amen.
Wells Fargo
Okay.
branches. He's built hotels,
Okay.
and he's built in Colorado over 7,000 doors.
Beautiful. Well, then we are in the same thing because I do Chick-fil-A's as well. So I've been
Really?
working with Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I've been working for Chick-fil-A for the last 4 years. So right now I had to stop the project. The last project that I did was in McKinney, Texas.
I
Where are
know
you
where that's at.
located?
I've been there. Yeah.
Okay, so the last Chick-fil-A that they opened in McKinney, I built that one up, and I also built the one in Oklahoma. I built about 200 Chick-fil-A's all over the country.
No
So
way.
right now I have to stop the project because I need to fund. If my company is not strong enough, like it used to be, to
Hmm.
build your own projects, you are no good. They get another white people who can come here with $1 million and build the Chick-fil-A's because I built the canopies for Chick-fil-A's. and I have my contracts, the pictures, and every Chick-fil-A I built all over the country. I also used to work for Walgreens, installing the ceiling tile for over 300 stores nationwide on Walgreens. So my doors has a minority. You know what I mean? Sometimes we have to humble ourselves to get in there.
Mm,
That's how I got with Mastic. I'm the
mm.
only Hispanic, okay, that is prime with this company, other than a bunch of different
Oh, yeah.
races.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the only Hispanic who owns and is prime with Mastic. And George is a witness of this because himself has invested a little bit into Mastic because he got some people out there working. But we need capital to keep going with this with Mastic. You know, because Mastic is gonna eat at least 100, 150 a month easily,
Hmm.
easily.
Hmm.
And the payroll, the cables, the equipment that we needed. And right now, I mean, our guys are so good and they so loyal that they've been doing stuff with their own hands
Mm,
because I don't have enough equipment, enough rollers, enough hangers to give them to lash the fiber.
mm.
So we need help, man.
So,
And another word,
you gave me a lot to think about. So let's look at it a little bit differently or holistically. So not only for funding for that, but could you use capital to leverage for the other projects that you have as well?
I do need it. And that's why I want $1 million because I'm gonna spread myself and I'm gonna take two projects, which is gonna be the Chick-fil-A and the restoration, and then I'm gonna let Mastic work for herself. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? I just put my guys out there. I got my project managers who's been with me for the last 6 years, 7 years.
Hmm. Hmm.
So and they can go ahead and run the project.
Hmm.
So
So
I
let's
don't
do
need to
this.
be there when I'm running Mastic. Yes, sir.
Let's do a stack, meaning a line of credit and then also to a construction loan. The construction loan will be for your base property for the expansion of the materials. Now, if you expand the containers, do you have to expand the actual facility or the location of the building itself?
No, sir, because that facility is sitting in 7 acres. So
Okay.
right now I'm only occupying 4 acres, 3 acres. So if I want to extend, like the doctors or the hospital want me to extend,
Hmm.
I need to open up my fences so I can put the rest of the containers, the electricity that I got phase 3 electricity.
Hmm.
So I have my electricity, I have the water, I have enough water, I have enough electricity. I
Hmm.
just need to amplify my fences a little farther,
Hmm.
okay? And I can go ahead and start spending on this, expanding on this.
Sounds good. So let's do this. I'll wait for the documentation. It sounds like this would be a good fit, although I can't confirm it because I don't have the
Yes, sir.
documentation in front of me. But once we
Mhm.
get it, what I will ask, and I want your permission, is to see what's the max that we can give, and then you
Okay.
don't have to accept it. You can scale it down. So, say for instance, you get approved, and I'm using this as an example,
Yeah.
500,000 line of credit, and then
Mhm.
a million or million and a half construction or other type of loan. You
I take it
combined
all.
it. Then,
I
if
take
you
it
want
all.
to use it, you can use it. If you don't, you say no, that's too much. Scale it down to 1.2, which you mentioned. Then we'll scale it
Mhm.
down to 1.2.
If you can give me 2 million, I'll be more than happy with. I mean, we've been trying to do this for the longest. You know what I mean? And it seems that something for one reason or another is not working. I don't know what it is. I mean, everything I have told you is the truth and nothing but the truth.
Mhm.
I one thing about me, I don't lie. So, you know, if I told you something that I have and that I've been working with, it's
Mhm.
because I have a history to back that up. And I
Mm.
have a land to back that up. And I have my appraisals, my surveys, my
Assets.
bank
Yeah.
statements,
Mhm.
everything that back
Mhm.
it up. I don't just run in my mouth to make a friend. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I just want
Mhm.
to expand my business. I never borrowed any money before. That
Mhm.
is my problem. That I don't have no credit history, but I do
Mhm.
have assets. And
Mhm.
then at this point, you know, I'm almost got a divorce with my fucking wife because she's like, "What the fuck is all this land that you have,
Mhm.
and what are all these fucking millions that you worry if you're not good for them? You nobody will borrow your fucking dime."
Mhm.
So that's where we are right now, sir. And excuse my language; it's just my frustration.
Mhm. No, I understand. Let me ask, what is your end goal? Because you told me your immediate goal. What do you want to do 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line? Because maybe we can also look at that as a funding
Yes,
source.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My
What's your
end goal, my My end goal is in 2 more years, 2.5 more years. I have people who's been working for me for years,
Mm-hmm.
years and years and years with experience.
Mm-hmm.
Once I provide these people with the right equipment, with the right tools, with the right line of credit,
Mm-hmm.
because I always use my personal money to fund every project I have done.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you stay? Where are you from?
I'm from a little town called San Francisco.
California?
Yeah,
Okay, well, I hardly work in California. The reason why I hardly work in California is because
it's
to be
expensive.
a contract, yeah, besides being expensive, I like expensive, but besides being expensive, California has a very different laws
Yeah,
with the
bonds.
license contractors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially when you go out there as a contractor, you got to hire a contractor from the
Your
state of
bond is.
California, work
Yeah,
under his licensing. I have to bond it, and it's so expensive
it's
to work out there.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I have not done any work in California whatsoever because the laws of the construction, you know. So, but any other state that I have worked, I work in the Superdome in New Orleans. I did LSU State University. I did the roofing as well because I'm a roofer by trade. I'm a roofer by trade,
Mm-hmm.
but I stopped doing roofing because I got into this other business. There were more like I don't need to be there. When I
Mm-hmm.
do big projects for my roofing companies, I
Mm-hmm.
work for Belfort, I work for North Star.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a preferred vendor for these companies because the quality of my work, and I'm not going to say I'm perfect because no one is perfect in this world,
Mm-hmm.
but I do my best and I inspect my own jobs. I
Mm-hmm.
did LSU State University. I did Pensacola State University in Tallahassee because I'm a storm chaser. That's what I do with my company. That's how I build my company to be what
Mm-hmm.
it is. I chase a storm. So when a storm comes, which I'm hoping and I'm praying a big storm, a big hurricane will come this year and hit only the rich, of course, and then I'll be available to.
To
That's
be
how I
built.
make
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 4 millions in 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Every year it's been like that. It went with Hurricane Michael. Okay, Hurricane Laura, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, all these big hurricane. That's what I come with all my equipment. I own RVs. So I bring my 4 RVs for my guys. I bring my gas trailers, my diesel trailers, my electricity setups. And then I bring all my equipment and I set up a camp. We all run up together. We set up a camp. We don't need to go eat anywhere. When you go to these storms, there is no water, no electricity, no bathroom, no food. So I run up. If I would have had my own money, you know what I mean, to run all these, I would. But I usually go to Goodwill Foundation, Army, to my church,
Mm-hmm.
which helped me so much, and
Mm-hmm.
then get all these food, and we go to these hurricanes as a first responders. And
Mm-hmm.
then we live there. We don't need water. We don't need electricity. We don't need food. We don't need anything. We provide for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I rent my guys to these big companies to do all the work. And that's why I'm a preferred vendor to them because I'm there on site. I don't need
Mm-hmm.
to go stay in a hotel like everybody else and come back the next day because it takes three
You're
hours
there.
to go to the hotel and come back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but this is pretty much what I do, man. I can tell you stories, but you know what I mean? What's going to matter at the end is what that I have to back up these loans. I have my
Right.
property.
And then, of course, with your business, your goal is to scale your
Yes,
business to increase its
yes, sir.
profitability, and
Yes, sir.
therefore,
In 2, 3 years, I'm gonna have Chick-fil-A with Mr. William Smith. He's been with me from the beginning. He don't need anything. All he needs is the trucks, the trailers, the equipment, and the guys. Okay, he worked by himself all over the country. I got 2 crews building Chick-fil-A's all over. It's 6 guys per crew. They go out there, they finish a Chick-fil-A, they go to another one, they go to another one. I tried to do it with a very limited capital, and it didn't work. So I went to build a Shell
let's
gas
scale it
station.
up.
Yeah,
Let's Yeah,
yeah.
that if you can also, George, if you don't mind putting or having us put that down as a bullet point, or if you have any documentation on that or pictures,
I
that
have
will
all the
also,
documentation and all the pictures. I built Lobes. You know the Lobes gas station that they have in California?
yes, you
Okay,
did
so
that.
I built Lob. I do Lobes gas stations, Shell's gas station, Quick Trips, and Chick-fil-A's. They all for the same. Chick-fil-A owns it all under the radar,
Under
but
the
this
umbrella.
Chick-fil-A family,
Mm.
yeah, they own about 300 Lobes gas stations, and they own Shell's gas stations, and they own Quick Trips. So I do
You
it
can
all for the
employ a
same
lot of
company.
people if you get the right capital.
If I have the money, yes, sir. But I only got 1 or 2 crews because that's only 100,000 out of my pocket, 200,000.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To really run one of these projects. And
Mm-hmm.
2 months later, I get all my money back plus my profit.
Mm-hmm. Plus profit. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You have a good operation.
Yes, I do.
You know,
Yes, I do.
eventually,
That's
what
why
I like to do,
I always done it.
and I'll, George, and I
And I
haven't
don't
said.
mind at this point. I don't mind to split. Okay, support me with everything I need. Support me. Okay, support me. Somebody out there, support me with everything I need. I just need, that's why I told you, I just need the door open. So in an instance, if you would have just opened the door with me for 200,000, I go ahead and put 100,000 into Mastec, and I take 100,000 and I go and do my Chick-fil-A's. I know in a month or two, I'm gonna repay you that money. And I say, okay, now I need 500,000. Now I can expand myself. But at this point, I can't do anything. I've been sitting back trying to get a loan. I mean, somebody
So,
promised me a loan
yeah,
7 months ago when I
yeah.
have a $500,000 in my bank, and then I used my 500,000 to invest it. I got about $800,000 in my account for months last year, and I used my money and invested on my property. That's why I went from 2 million to 3 million. My last appraisal last year was 2 million. The new appraisal a couple of days ago, it came to 3.2 million. The reason why is because I put a CO2 system on the containers. Now the CO2 system, it cost me 100 and some thousand, almost $200,000, but now we have a diversified CO2 system that these hospitals can use my CO2 system instead of using one system per container.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, and then I start to build another building on the side of my property, 10,000 square building, and I got the electricity, I got the water, I got the slab, I got everything, I got the building, I got everything. I just need to finish it, build it up. So I spent, $600,000-$700,000, and then my loan didn't come through, and that was a big setback for me.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody robbed me, and it was a setup. So it set me back. Now I don't have the money that I used to have, and I got all this property, and everything is to start halfway. So I had to talk to Lane Supply, which is my contact for Chick-fil-A, and I told her, hey man, I'm gonna quit for 2-3 months. I just don't have it to run the guys. He says, well, rent me the guys. I tried that, but it's not the same to see my guys working every day, and I'm not making a dime after they cost me months and months and months of training.
Yeah. Let me ask one more question before we disconnect and we obtain your documentation. As far as your credit, I noticed that this product is not credit driven, but what is your credit FICO score just on average, if you don't mind me asking?
About 680. It was 700, 750 for all the inquiries that we had before.
Do you know how to wipe off those inquiries? George,
yes, we call Mike. Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, guys.
Okay, so we pay one inquiry, and the inquiry, who was this collection for $100 that we paid last week or 2 weeks ago?
I left my office. I don't have it in front of me.
I don't know. I had a collection for somebody for $100, but since I paid on my credit, I didn't know who these people was, so I just go and paid them the $100.
Yeah, that was taken care of.
Okay, so you wiped off those inquiries.
I don't know how to wipe them out, but yeah, we can.
Okay.
All
right, I will wait for the information. This is, and we go from there. How soon could I expect that information to be in my inbox?
Today.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
George, are you good with that? You got all the information, so can you start sending it?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it.
He's gonna email you a list with all the information that you need. So you got my bank statements, you got my taxes, you got the business taxes, you got my personal taxes, you got my everything.
Okay. Now, George, there will be a form that will need to be filled out. It's the same form that we filled out for the other project. Okay. Do you still have that?
Yeah, I still got it.
Okay. If you don't mind sitting,
you got my license, you got my permit, you got
sitting down with Victor and filling out the authorization form.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Yeah, we'll get it over to you. I'll get
it over
to you here.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Make some money, Rick.
Okay.
Make it, man.
I appreciate you.
Later, man. I'm willing to take partners, whatever. I just need to keep going, man.
We'll try to make it happen. I'll wait for that documentation today.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
No
as soon as
problem.
I get
Thank
it,
you,
we'll
Rich.
review it and we'll call you the following business day.
Beautiful. Let's get it done.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Rich.
All
Bye
right.
bye.